Hey everyone, just wanted to go through and put another video up about a modification or the modifications I've done to the Walmart exclusive ghost trap, which is very similar to the Spirit Halloween one or the Target one that went through earlier this year as well. Just looking, to share what I figured out going through and modifying these things. When I was getting close to Halloween this year, putting things together, with the proton pack and everything like that, I was also looking at how to make this ghost trap a little bit better. And I ended up ordering one off Walmart. I got lucky enough before they sold out. And when I got it, it didn't work, which I think a lot of people had that problem. It just wasn't working out of the box. They're not very durable, stuff like that. So when I got delivered to my work. I was salty about it. I was upset. And my friend Nick, who helps me with a bunch of my prop projects, was just like, stop being an idiot. Let's see what the problem is. And what the problem was the two wires that were soldered into this pedal were not done well. So he cracked this thing open. It opens up like a clamshell. He soldered those two leads real quick when when the when the wire was still coming out of that hole right there. And he soldered those together, gave a little bit of slack, hot glued it so it wouldn't pop off again, and it worked no problem. And probably should turn it on for effect. It worked no problem. So we were talking about it, and I was like, all right, I took it home that night and I played with it, and I was like, hey, dude, I was like, I'm going to repaint this thing. I'd like to get a little more, more accurate to the movie. I was kind of explaining what was going on. He's a fan as well, and he has a 3D printer, and he's like, oh man, I can 3D print this pedal kit for you, which I wanted to get done before Halloween, but just didn't have time. I still do have it, and I will get it done. But he's like, dude, let's just try to make this the best we can. And he showed me that this is pretty cinchy. And if you have some kind of moderate soldering skills, there's just two leads that go into the actual box itself. Desolder those, get two wires, get a length of decent wire. I think this one's only about 4 feet, just because I had so much stuff in my belt, which we'll get to in a second. And we just found he had some brass fittings laying around. We hooked those up. We put some zip ties at the end so they can rotate, so we won't damage the wire. We wrapped it in loom. We put this through. I did my paint job, which makes it look like it fell out of a boat and in salty water for a long time, and ended up hooking this up, which I think is much better and much cooler, for such a cheap piece. I think these things retail for $20. So that's something you can do. Another thing I hear a lot of people about, with the doors not opening smoothly, or sometimes they'll be offset. First things first, just make sure that your teeth are lined up correctly. If one's not right, you might have to pop the door off and realign it to make sure the door goes flat. Just be mindful of that. But another thing is, sometimes these are gears in here, you know what I mean? And gears need some kind of lubrication. And I would be wary. Like, I thought about it for a while. I had some 3-in-1 oil. I was like, should I use that? And then I thought, lithium grease. Lithium grease won't degrade plastic. I was like, I'll put that on there. Turns out I didn't have any lithium grease. So what I used was, believe it or not, on the gears was, I got a Q-tip out and I put vegetable oil on there. And the reason being is that won't degrade the gears or make the gears funky. And it's worked great. It opens up. I know it sounds loud on this thing, but it's a whole hell of a lot quieter than it was when I first got it. Another little tip that I'll give you is that these things drain batteries like crazy, and that also affects the mechanism. And this switch, which I really wanted to do as a toggle, but the way all the electronics were in there kind of prohibited that from the time that we were doing it. I'm going to look into try to be able to fit a real toggle in there. If you take that switch and put it between the on and off position, it's on right now, the lights are on. If you put it in between it, and I'll see if I do it on camera actually. okay, where the lights are off and the pedal doesn't work, that really cuts the circuit off and that keeps it from draining your batteries. So that's, I don't want to call it a pro tip, but that's something there. Eventually, I wanted to get more of these traps. Hopefully, I will, because I'm not super happy with this paint job. But I paint all my stuff. I come from the Star Wars world, so everything's beat to hell, and it looks like shit. And I really wanted this and my pack and everything to look like it came from a basement and hasn't left there since 1984. One more other quick thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is I mentioned before my proton pack, I'm a fat guy, and there's been a lot of problems getting the pistol belts that fit fat fellas. Again, I'm about 250 pounds. I'm 6'1" plus. The pistol belts that a lot of people are pointing you to on Amazon and stuff that are really cheap, say they fit up to a 42-inch waist. My jeans and stuff that I wear are a 38. I'm giving too much information here, but these things are, there's no way there's 42, and plus the fact that you need it to be higher up a little bit than where your waist goes. I have a beer belly. So I did a little bit of digging, and I found this company called Mil-Spec. And I'm sorry, not Mil-Spec, Mil-Bar, Mil-Bar. And I don't have the link on my phone because I ordered this from work. But this belt is fantastic. It's super thick. All the hardware. Let me find a clasp. This clasp is insane. Okay, and just to give you a kind of idea, because I ended up zip tying two pistol belts together, and I know that I have to dye this, but here's a piece of one of the, and I mean that it's almost twice as thick. And if you look at the difference between this, and this actually broke, not due to my fatness, but for me trying to stretch it out. But you can see that it's such a difference as far as quality goes. And it is a bit spendy, a bit more spendy than here's the Spirit Halloween belt. This one, almost fit. I probably could have made it work, but it was just too uncomfortable. So I ended up giving this to my son. But you look at and I'm sorry, I'm doing this myself on my phone. It's it's nowhere near as wide, and the thickness again it's night and day. I realize the eyelets are silver. There's not much I'll be able to do about that. I'm not going to go through and hand paint them all. Well, maybe I will. Who knows? I might get bored one night. But I think this kind of solves the fat guy problem. And I think it was $28. And it seems expensive for the pistol belt, but if you think about how much do the two pistol belts cost? You got to zip tie it. It looks like shit because you have the zip ties behind you. I'm sorry for cursing. It's involved. So this is just a great solution for the fat guy Ghostbuster who wants to be able to rock his suit, or his uniform, I should say. So I hope this stuff helped. I really appreciate you guys interacting and asking questions and stuff. I love this. I love this hobby. I love doing it on a relative budget. I love trying to make the stuff that I have look the best that it can, and sharing it with you guys. So, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day, man. Or people, everyone.